grand, fraught with historical memories, a meeting point of freedom fighters and brilliant personalities. The Church of the Holy Unmercenaries, near Irun Square, at the neighborhood of Siri, played a central role during the times of the Ottoman rule, but also the Greek Revolution. In the courtyard of the church, many heroes were laid to rest, such as Chieftain Panagiotis, Nikolaos Saris, Nikolaos Pitakis. In the later years, Saint Nikolaos Planas officiated at the church, while Maraeotidis as well as Papadiamantis deaconed at its psaltery. In fact, our great literateur lived in a cell at the rear side of the church for a time period, which has been preserved and is visitable. The construction of the Holy Unmercenaries is dated in the 11th century and constituted a rare specimen of a church in Greece belonging to the architectural form of the complex four-columned cruciform church inscribed with a dipletholion, i.e., it had a two-floor dome. However, the historical value of the church was not assessed correctly, and its expansion was deemed necessary for the satisfaction of the needs of the residents of the district. The result of this expansion, which took place in 1908, was the defacement of the architectural and aesthetic character of the church. The earthquake of 1999 caused significant damage to the murals of the early 20th century, many of which were overpainted immediately subsequently. The marble templon is low, tripartite, with the central part elevated. It bears the icons of Saint Nikolaos, Saint Eleftherios, the Holy Unmercenaries, Virgin Mary, Saint John the Baptist, Saint Charalombos, and Saint Stylianos. In the wooden carved gates are incorporated oval frames with depictions of the Apostles and of the Annunciation on the central beamer doors. The icons are covered with a silver coating. Over the gates of the Prophesis and the Diaconicon there are inscriptions carved in the marble. In particular, on the gate of the Prophesis there is an engraved inscription: "Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood remains in me and I in them. And I did not come to abolish the law and the prophets, but to fulfill them." On the Diaconicon gate. On the side walls are depicted whole-bodied men and women saints, as well as scenes. The depictions are works by Ioannis Mavropoulos and are dated in the era of 1918 to 1920. Depicted are in total 8 miracles of the Holy Unmercenaries in small dimensions. In between and on either side of the central gate, the following depictions are located: of the expulsion of the first man and the first woman from paradise, the sacrifice of Cain and Abel, Christ expelling the merchants from the temple, and the widow's two mites. At the eastern sides of the 2 recesses, and next to the templon, 2 large depictions are located, as also 2 smaller ones just above them. At the southern side, there is located the descent of the cross, and just above the resurrection. At the directly opposite position, in the northern recess, is located the raising of Lazarus, and precisely above Martha's and Mary's welcoming of Christ. In the conch, there is depicted Theotokos, the Platytera of the heavens, on the dome of course the Pantocrator, and the 4 evangelists on the pendentives. On the intradoses of the arches are located 12 busts of apostles, per 3 on each intrados. In the western barrel vault hovers the depiction of the Holy Trinity within clouds and winged heads, while the depiction of the Annunciation of Virgin Mary features at the western side of the 2 eastern piers of the dome.